my Memorial Day theme, which, as I've been sharing all week, sort of Memorial Day hits a little different when your child is a soldier, you have this sense of what that really means for families and not just for those themselves and, the soldiers themselves. But I'm, as I've gotten more involved in the Army community, moms really at West Point, there's a very, very tight support network of moms of cadets, which is amazing and wonderful. What I'm so struck by is the community of that support, the ways that the families come together to support each other in this community, even though it is the most diverse group of people, that I'm involved with in any other facet of life, which is amazing, all over the country, different races, different religions, different everything, and I just, what strikes me about as I come, as I watch my son and I see what they do there, it's this, that there are these parallels of sort of Army life and yoga, which seems like a crazy thing to say, but it's really very present. The qualities that they talk about a lot is at the academy are, selflessness, selfless service. It's all about, about the whole before the individual. It's about the community before the personal. It's about one of their head tactical officer has a great Instagram stream, and he's always posting stuff of this is what kids taking out garbage at 4 a.m. He's like, here I am, 4 a.m. That's what we do. This is how we build character, but it's just discipline and focus, and and he'll post, someone on their own doing a ruck 9 p.m. at night, just what, he's like, this is what we do. It's just different, it's just different. The way that that these kids learn how to be a human in the world. And it's very much it's a lot of the yoga principles, God is woven into everything. There's a prayer at every meal done by all sorts of chaplains of all different, faiths, because they're all there. But there's a prayer at every meal, and it's about, connecting into something bigger, being part of the community and the whole before the individual. But also that you are your most individual best, and I sort of feel like that's what we do when we come to our yoga practice, when we come to our mat. It's like, how am I going to be my best self today? How am I going to, connect to the gifts that I have to offer and be my most, solid and, strong, and or maybe not even, if the days that we need support, and that gets trained into them also. The joke is you have to cooperate to graduate there, because they literally give them more than any human can possibly do on their own, on purpose, so that they have to learn how to figure out who to ask and who to go to. And that's a beautiful thing. And hopefully that's what we figure out in here also. We know who we can depend on. We know we have a community here. We know we can come to our mat and we can be together, and that we can practice together and be our best selves and connect into something bigger, whether that's community or nature or yoga or God or whatever name you give to that, because there's all sorts of names we can give to it. And I don't know that the name necessarily matters so much, or what language it's in, or what tradition it comes from, but just that we know that, sense it, and feel it, So the focus in the asana practice, in our postures, is the sort of yogic awareness of how our front body, in the yogic tradition, the front body represents your individual self, what you present out to the world, your own unique and beautiful and individual personality, and then the back body represents our universal consciousness, all that we can't see, all that is supporting us, behind us, all that imagery. And so one way of doing the practice is this sort of balancing between front body and back body. And we do that softening, we do that opening of the back body first, always. Whether we're doing that or not, that's what we do. The cues when I'm cueing, those types of things. That's a lot of what the cueing is. It's like, soften out of yourself first. connect into something bigger first, because we live here all the time, all day long. It's me and my story and my role and what I got to do and where I got to be, and right, that's the day to day. So it's that moment when we come to the mat, we're like, okay, I'm going to soften a little. I'm going to connect into that universal sense, make a connection to something bigger, again, however you experience that. And then if we're keeping that, then when the front body opens up, because we want to do that also, it's not just one, it's not either or, it's both and, but we go there first. But then when we bring this, it's like, oh, it's in balance. We can bring our fullness to that without trying to be more than we should be, without trying to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Give me a word for that. Like being more than the other. What's a good word? Words are escaping me. All right, think about it.
More than the other.
Yeah, right. Like, our own sense of self-importance. That's more. Yeah, right. I don't know. Is there a word for that? Arrogance? Maybe it's arrogance. Whatever. It seems a little harsh. I don't know that we're arrogant, but that's the idea, right? And then, of course, in the body, as we go into some back bends, keeping that sense of openness in the back body is going to make your back bends a whole lot happier also, which is that opening of the heart, but with a connection to the back body, so that it's not just it's just me out here, and we can feel that in our bodies, right? So, okay, those are the thoughts. We'll go with that. Yeah.
I just want to share one thing.
Share one thing.
That my rabbi's wife, her orientation towards religiousness, her observance, she will not turn her back to anyone at the table when she's speaking. She's so conscious of
doing that.
Even if she's at a meal or she's teaching something, she's like, oh my God, my back's to you.
Yeah.
And she will
move herself,
move around.
Yeah.
So she did, she's always, making sure she is embracing someone.
Yeah.
She's just talking to a stranger.
Yeah.
Someone not as familiar.
Yeah, that's sweet. Right. Yeah, there's just these ways that we can be in the world in our bodies in a way that feels like we are like doing that, and that's what our yoga is. How are we embodying this quality of connection, or however, whatever it is that we're trying to embody? How are we being with that in our physical bodies, so that's the invitation on the mat, as always. All right, close your eyes. And for this morning, my first invitation is like slouch a little. Like let your back round a little bit. Maybe a little more than what you usually do. We don't think of that as very yogic in terms of our asana, but just see what that feels like to just let your head drop a little bit. And let your front body soften, your face, your belly. And just start to direct the breath more into the back of the body, so that already the back body is feeling a little more spacious, feeling a little more open. Unconsciously, most of us breathe into the front of our bodies. We try to fill up our belly, we try to fill up our chest, and we're doing that in the front of the body more than the back. So just see what shifts for you as you do that, as you breathe more into the back of your waistline, the back of your lungs. Perhaps just have this intention that physical gesture of like a little bit of a humble bow helps you to connect into the bigger community, helps you to connect to grace, to the divine, to however you experience that in your own life. And then keep the back body open, but start to lengthen the front of your body. Lift up through your chest. Draw your shoulders back a little bit, but not in a way that feels very rigid, that honors the universal as well as the individual. So those are in balance with each other. And then bring your hands to your heart. And let's chant together. Deep breath in. Gently bow your head too. And then right where you are, just lace your fingers together and press your palms away and let your spine round. Let your head drop down. Take a breath into the back of your body. And then on your next in-breath, lift up, keeping a lift and length between the back ribs and the back of the waistline, even as you're stretching up and the front body opens. Good. Exhale, round. Press your palms away. Turn your hands right side in. Switch the cross of your fingers. So from right pinky on the bottom to left pinky or whatever you're doing. I switch it. Palms away. Breathe into the back body. Inhale. Arms up. Plug your shoulders back. Lift through your chest. Press up through your hands. Good. Then exhale and let your right hand drop down. Lean to the right. Stretch through your left arm. As you inhale, lengthen the left side, and as you exhale, lean a little bit more, maybe take your elbow a little closer to the floor. Good, and then to this pattern, as you exhale next, tap your left hand down to the right, and then inhale, twist open to the left, looking up. That's it, exhale, close, twist, inhale, open, and exhale one more time. Close the twist. And then open it up and just hold here for a moment. And in this position, just try to balance front body, back body. So take a breath into the back of your waistline, make a fullness and a spaciousness there, and then curl your shoulders back without losing that fullness. Good. Inhale, come back up, reach both arms up, and then switch sides. Left hand to the left, lean to the left, stretch to the right fingertips. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out. Sit a little deeper into it. And then on your next exhale, twist. Close, twist, and open. Looking up. You can follow your hand with your eyes so your neck is getting a little bit of a warm up as well. Exhale, close. Inhale, open, and one more time. Good. And then hold here for a breath with your right arm up again, breathing a spaciousness, a fullness, a brightness into the back of your body that stays bright even as your heart lifts and opens. Inhale, come up to center. Good. And then come off if you're on a blanket or something you're sitting on, come off of that and step your feet side to side, like a seated squat, and then do some just windshield wiper rotations to the hips. Try and keep your pelvis as steady as possible so the hips aren't lifting much. They might lift a little, but try to get the movement in the legs. One more to each side, drop to the left. Next time you're to the right, hold here, sweep your arm up, lift your hips up. And then exhale, drop your hips, drop your left hand, drop the knees to the left. Inhale the right arm up. Good. And then side to side a couple times with your own breath, dropping your knees, lift your hips. One more time, second side, we're going to add on. All right, next time you're to the right, hold here for a moment. And then swing your back leg, your left foot around into a lunge. So swing that leg around, your back leg around, so it now steps in front. Yeah, you're facing backwards, it's okay. That's it. Shoulders back, keep your belly strong. All right, and then you can put your hands back down, or you can try to do this hands free. Drop the left knee back down behind you, right back where it came from. And then swing the legs to the other side. Yes. And then up onto your knees. I know. And then right foot forward. It's just a hip mobility drill. Bend into the knee. You can go hands up or hands on your front knee. Okay. And then you can go left hand down again, or try to just swing the right leg back. And back to center. Okay, that was a lot. Come on to tabletop. Come to hands and knees. All right. We're warm already. Good. All right. Just do a few cat and cow breaths. Just move this out of the way. What is this doing? Okay, there we go. Good. And then come to neutral. Let's do a little more hip warm up. So neutral spine. Take your right leg back behind you. Toes up. Good. Now, this is where the back body likes to collapse. So one way we have of opening the back body is, right, toning the belly and glutes and all that, and that's helpful. But you can also just think of breathing there. So breathe the spaciousness there. Take your left arm out in front. And then exhale, knee and elbow together. As you round in and feel the belly lift, keep that lift of the belly as you extend the arm and the leg back out. And then exhale and round it. Keep a little bit of tone as you extend back out. And do one more. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, reach out. You can stay here or kick your back foot up and reach for your right foot with your left hand. That's it. Got it. Good. Tone your belly. Tone your glutes. Kick your foot to your hand. Take your heart forward and your knee back a little bit. That's good. Exhale, drop that knee down. Second side, left leg back behind you. Breathe a fullness into the back of the body. Expand the back waistline. Take your right arm out. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend and reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale one more time. Exhale, knee to nose, knee to elbow, sorry. And then reach out, stay here, or kick your back foot to your right hand. Tone your belly. Breathe into the back body. And then bring your full heart to the pose. Heart forward, knee back, full stretch. Then release that foot down. Downward facing dog. Do whatever dog warm-ups you want to do here. So in your practice this morning, feel perhaps that you're moving, as you're moving in your poses, as you're moving through your poses, that the movement, the action of the pose is coming from the back of the body. So it's coming from this softening into grace, this connection to community, to nature, to God, to whatever it is you're feeling plugged into this morning, and taking you out a little bit of your own narrative and story, which is a really helpful thing to do sometimes. All right, drop back down to tabletop. More hip thing here. So some of you have done this with me already this week. So it goes like this. Here, we're going to go right toes out to the right. Tuck both toes, so toes are top. And then pivot the knee up and the heel down. And then you sit back to your left heel. And then inhale up. Bring the knee together, toes are still out, so you're getting that good inward rotation for the hip, that's it, and then toes together. And that again. So knees together, right toes out, pivot right knee up. You've got it. Sit back to the left hip. Inhale back up. Exhale, knee to knee first. Yes, and then toes to toes. Last one. Toes out, knee up. Hip to heel. Inhale up. Knee to knee, toes to toes. Second side. Left toes out. Left knee up. Pivot on your foot. Right hip to right heel. Inhale up. Knee to knee, toes to toes. Good. Inhale, toes out. Knee up. Hip back. Knee down. Toes in. Last one. Toes out. As far as you can. And knee out as far as you can. Sit back. Press your knee back. Back to center. Knees together. Toes together. So back to dog. Go wide in your dog for this one. Stretch your arms really straight. And pull your shoulder blades into the back of your heart. So the shoulder blades are firming onto the back, and the heart is broadening and opening the chest. Then keep your hips up high, drop your heels over to the right. Lift your left hip up higher, pull it back a little more. Inhale and tiptoes come to center, drop to the left, hip high, hips back and high, that's it. That's it, like that. Go back to center, go back to the first side, both heels down. Stay here. If you want that side stretch, we'll take it up into a Vashisthasana variation. Take your left arm up. And then exhale the hand back down. Through tiptoes, over to the other side, drop both heels, stay here. If you're looking for that stretch, or right arm up, one is not better than the other. It's just what is nourishing your soul this morning and your body. All right, hand back down, heels back up. Come to center. Come to full stretch in your dog pose from the back of the legs open, the back of your waistline open, the whole back of your body. Just awake, alert, alive. Walk or hop forward, Uttanasana. And then inhale, rise up with your breath. Reach up, stretch up. Exhale, let your arms circle back down by your sides. Good, just check that your feet are parallel. Steady your legs. Inhale, arms up. Clasp your right elbow with your left hand. Good, lean to the left. Slide your hand down your back, your right hand down your back a little bit. Pull the elbow in towards your ear, but press your head back so you're not collapsing the back of your neck. Okay, now from your waistline round a little bit. Look towards your belly without pulling on your neck. Just look towards your belly and move the stretch more into the back right waistline, the back of your right side body. Good, inhale, come up. Stretch your arms up, reach up, get tall. Exhale, let your arms release down. Inhale, arms up. Bend your left elbow. Lean to the right. Hold here for a breath. Slide that left hand a little more down your back, then round a little bit. So move the stretch into the back body. Good. Inhale, come up. Reach up. Stretch up. Exhale. Release your arms. No, we're not folding yet. I want to do one thing. I want to do a partner thing. Who wants to come? It's not a hard thing. It's very easy, but it's like an adjustment. Who wants to come be adjusted? Are you sure with your back this is the right thing? No, you tell me. It's your body. I don't live in your body. Here's what we're doing. We're going to go to Urdhva Hastasana. Here's your movement. You're going to hold their ribs, and you're going to do this. Right? So it's just a little bit of a lengthening. So you see how this opens up as I do that? My thumbs are lifting up. I'm kind of pulling my front fingers in a little bit. Now she's going to pull her shoulders back, and I'm going to keep pulling back here.
Feels great.
It should feel good. It like opens up the back body and it just starts to give you this sense of like how to keep that back body open as we move into some of the back bends. So you're going to hold ribs. You don't have to do partner work if you don't want to, but it's just, you're just holding ribs. And this is the movement. It's sort of knitting together. I'm lifting up through the thumbs. And it's just that sort of humble connecting into the back body, right? So it's this. And then when your partner can stretch their arms up, you'll feel that up. Okay, if you want to do it, find a partner. Can we even in here? Okay, perfect. So just stand behind your partner. Yep, stand both of you in Tadasana. So stand well, feet parallel. Stand in a nice stance, make your legs steady and strong and supportive. Okay, assistants hold their ribs. And then slide your thumbs up, like you're trying to lift the back of their ribs up a little bit and pull the front of the ribs together. Okay, now if you're in the pose, take your arms in front, do like zombie arms. You're pulling back towards you a little bit.
Your fingers are pulling back towards.
You're pulling back towards yourself. If you're assisting, like these are your hands. If you're an assistant, you're pulling back. The front ribs back, and you're trying to lift the back ribs up a little bit off the pelvis. So I'm like sliding my thumbs up. Okay, then arms out and up. So you'll have to really hold that. Keep lifting up. Yeah. Now, if you're in the pose, plug your shoulders back. And almost imagine you're trying to come into a back bend, but assistants keep lifting. Keep that fullness. Shoulders back. Because one problem when you do back bend is this. Right? All right, good. And then switch. I know, it's a lot of work. I know. It's a lot of work to get thumbs. You gotta walk straight. Yeah. Switch sides. Okay, switch partners. Okay, so hands on their ribs, find their ribs. Yeah. And if you find like the bottom rim of the ribs, that's where you want your thumbs. Okay, then you're knitting the front ribs together and you're lifting the back ribs up. So sliding your thumbs up. Yes. Then shoulders back. So you got to work hard, assistants. As they reach up and their shoulders go back, keep pulling back. Right? So that you're getting more extension in your thoracic spine. You guys feel that?
Yeah.
All right. So that's what you're going to try to now keep as we move into our, as we move into our. So interesting. Good. So, really the idea is that
I'm trying for bigger.
I know. It would be nice to not like big giant hands.
Big football mitts.
Yeah, exactly. The idea is, so, as we go into the lumbar spine is the most flexible part of our body, right? The ribs are not connected. It's just, there's not, this is like this sort of no man's land in here. And so when we go into a back bend, if we're not being conscious, that's where the back bend goes, right? Because the body's going to move in the path of least resistance unless you're telling it not to. So this action of that lift and the fullness here, then as you come into a back bend, so there's still a bend in the back, but you see the difference between that.
Yeah.
Right? Of just collapsing.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we're going for. Okay, come forward. Come to the front. Good. Stand in Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And then here for yourself, try to recreate that. So just lock into that action. And then exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, step your right leg back. Make your legs nice and strong, steady. And then as you inhale and come up slow. Almost feel like you're rounding up. So you're connecting into that action in the belly. The back of the waistline stays really open. Connect into universal, then individual. Arms up, heart open. Balance the two. So it's going to look different for each of us. How do we balance those two in our lives? I mean, that's the big question, right? For all of it. But in our bodies, how do we balance those two? So that as we stretch full into the pose, we're keeping them both in our hearts. Okay, we're going to drop the back knee. You can always put your hands down first. Good. Little baby lunge. Good. Exhale, hands down. Lift your back knee up. Straighten your front leg. Let your head down. So these are movements you can play with in your own life. We all fall on different places on this spectrum, of bringing ourselves to it, of that sort of arrogance, of bringing ourselves to the story. And some of us are not good at doing that. Some of us are sort of too comfortable being in the background, not wanting to be the leader. So it's a balance here also. You get that individual connection, universal connection here for free as you're bowing, but are you bringing your heart to it? Your heart staying open? Are you bringing your full self? Are both sides staying even? Take one more breath. All right, we're going to step forward and cross the legs. So cross your right leg behind your left leg. Legs together. Legs as straight as you can. So make enough space between front and back so you can get your legs nice and straight. Anchor the big toe sides of your feet. Yes. And then fold in a little bit. For most of you, the left hip is going to want to hike forward, so pull it back. Breathe a little more into the left back waistline as you're folding. Okay, stay with me here. Your back leg is now going to be the standing leg. Bend your knees. We're going to come to eagle pose, Gardasana. So your back leg, your right leg is going to be your standing leg. You're going to cross your left leg on top, come upright. You can wrap the toes or just hover, and then wrap your left arm under into eagle arms. That's it. And maybe sit a little deeper. And maybe pull your shoulders back a little bit more. And then just be here fully balancing front body, back body, and that your body needs to do that. All right, good. Unravel, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg back, starting in the lunge. Squeeze the legs together. And as you come up again, lift from here, lift from the back. Just feel that support of all those who've come behind us, who've made that sacrifice for our freedom so that we can be our best selves, so that we can live in this world, in this country at least, with freedom. Because those who have sacrificed stand behind us. Lean into that support. Feel that support. Honor it by bringing your whole self, best self to it. Okay, back we go. Hold for a breath here. Still knitting the front ribs in. Exhale, hands down. Back knee up. Straighten your front leg. Hands can always go onto blocks here, of course. Hamstrings feel like they need a little more length. Good. Don't let that right hip hike forward. So, we talk about leveling off the hips, and that's important work, but another way you can think about that is think of lengthening the right side of your body, right side of your torso. Breathe in a little more into the right back body, which gets crunched if that hip hikes forward and up. Okay, bend your front knee, step forward, cross your legs. Left foot behind the right foot. Feet parallel, legs as straight as you can. And then right hip still pulling back here so that as you're folding, there's still a length in the right side body. Left foot becomes the standing leg. Look forward. Bend your knees, squeeze your legs together. Find your balance. You can hover your right foot or you can hook your toes. Take your right arm under your left. Eagle arms, eagle legs. Gardasana, sit into your pose. Stay full in the back, easy to do in this pose, but then plug your shoulders back a little bit, maybe lift your gaze even as your hips sit down. Inhale, unravel. Reach up and stretch up. Exhale and fold forward. Walk yourself back to dog pose. And then if you want to take a vinyasa here, go for it, or you can just hang in your dog and take a breath. All right, dog's right leg up. Let's keep hips level for today, or at least for the moment. Let's see if we'll get somewhere later. We'll see. All right, stretch down through your left heel, up through your right leg. Pull your knee in, step forward into warrior one. So step your foot up, kick over a block, do all those things. Spin down your left heel and come up, hands on the front knee. So leaning forward a little bit. Make your back leg super strong, like strength of a soldier back there in that back leg. Pivot the hip forward. Okay, now work those upper body principles. Remember your friend, lifting the front ribs back, off the bottom, off the top rim of the pelvis. And then keep that fullness. Keep breathing into the back, arms out in front. And then sweep your arms back behind. Just take your hands onto your hips for the moment. Because the minute the arms go up, we lose this. So I want you to just focus here for a moment. Ribs back, shoulders back. Ribs back, shoulders back. Universal, individual. Keep your hands on your hips. We're going to come to warrior 3. Lean forward. See if you can use that lift of the belly to help lift up through the back leg. Bring the torso parallel to the floor. Lift the elbows. Lift the waistline. Lift the belly. Good. Step back into warrior 1. Lay on the foot. Belly back. Shoulders back. Belly back. Shoulders back. Now arms up. Maintaining that connection into the back body. As you lift up more through your thumbs, imagine your friend's thumbs lifting your back ribs up. Then shoulders back, heart open. Warrior 3, arms out. Or if you got to go back to hands on hips, that's fine. Warrior 3, shift forward. Hold steady. Feel the strength as we breathe into the back of the leg, the back of the waistline. Feel how it lifts you up and that connection to all those who stand behind us, who lift us up. You just make this pose an offering to whoever in your life does that. All right, come up, bring your knee up. 2 options. You can hold your knee or you can hold your foot. Right arm goes out to the right, and then left leg or left knee out to the left. That's it. Standing leg strong. Lifted leg strong. Breathe where you are. Yes, lovely, you guys. Bring the leg to center. Rebend the knee. And then we're going to send it up and back into standing split. So hands to the floor, leg to the sky. Beautiful, guys. We want to work the balance. Right hand behind your calf. Maybe both hands behind or do one at a time. Gaze a little bit forward helps. Once you've got your balance, you can try head to knee, but I follow one. Do that. All right, step all the way back. Downward facing dog. Hold in your dog or flow through a vinyasa. Okay, little dog split, left leg up. Take a moment just to be here. And then step your foot between your hands. Spin down your right heel. Hands onto the front thigh. Good. Front ribs to back ribs. Tone your glutes, tailbone down. So open up that space by moving the pelvis down and the ribs up a little bit. Then circle the arms back behind, hands to hips. Ribs back, shoulders back. Ribs back, shoulders back. One more breath. Ribs back, shoulders back. Lean over the front leg. Warrior 3. Lift from the back waistline. Lift the back leg up. Maybe breathe a little bit more into the left back waist. That's the side that collapses in warrior 3. Standing on the left leg. All right, back to warrior 1. Ribs back, shoulders back, arms up. Ribs back. Glutes strong, shoulders back. Universal, individual. Pulse between the two, hold them in balance the way that only you can. Shift forward, warrior 3 with the arms. Notice how the belly wants to sag. When we've got that, that's just physics. You know, the lever arm is bigger. You got to lift more here. One more breath. And then come up. Hold your knee or your foot. Left arm to the left. Knee to the right, knee to the right. Or right leg out to the right. Here. Breathe. Bring it back to center. And then swing it through. Standing split. Worked balance on the first side. You can work that again here. Big step back. Downward facing dog. Come to the belly, however you want to get there. Rest your head for a moment. Squeeze your legs nice and strong. All right. We come to a thigh stretch. So if your hip flexors feel on the tighter side, you can keep your head down like this. It'll make the stretch a little gentler. If you want a deeper stretch, you can come up into Sphinx onto your elbows. Wherever you are, resist your belly away from the floor. Tone your glutes a lot and move your tailbone, your pubic bone towards the floor. Bend your right. Touch your foot. Hug your heel to your butt. Any amount. Keep the toes a little active so that the muscles underneath the knee are providing a little bit of support. I know those muscles don't cross the knee, but keeping the muscles in the lower leg active helps just support. All right, tailbone down, belly back. Hug your heel, one more breath. And then release. Switch sides as you're ready. Bend up left knee, left hand to left foot. Heel to butt. Navel back to spine. Front ribs to back ribs. Glutes, tailbone down. Now make sure you're not collapsing into your right shoulder. Right? Push your right elbow down. Take another breath. Okay, release the foot. And let's come up to tabletop. All right, you may want blocks nearby for this. So we're going to do a little pulse. Let me show you what we're doing, and then you can see if you need to grab a block. Okay, so we're going to do a little pulse from Anjaneyasana, which is a back bend, into half Hanuman. We're just going to go back and forth a few times. So if this feels wobbly or if it feels like a hip is not stable, the squeezing into the midline helps with that, or you can just do it with hands on blocks. Right? If you want to just focus on getting the work in the legs and not working on the balancing, just do it with your hands on blocks. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit, do it on blocks. All right, right foot forward. Okay, and then we're going to sit into Ardha Virasana, so that's this. And you may want to have a block nearby because you may want to sit onto a block as we go back if you don't want to go all the way to the front. Okay, that's where we're headed. Anjaneyasana, long lunge. So the back knee is behind the hip, not underneath the hip. That's it. And the front knee can pass the ankle if that's comfortable for your knee. Of course, if that bothers the knee, keep your knee over your ankle. Okay, in this deep knee bend, now pull your ribs back, shoulders back. That's it. Then try to keep both of those actions in the upper body. Shift your hips back. Hinge at your right hip. Lift your right toes. Inhale, shift forward. Bend your knee. Lift through your spine, ribs back. Exhale. Sit back. Left hip over left knee first. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale. Straight. Okay, now we're going to take it all the way back. So you're going to swing your left heel out to the left a little bit, and you're going to sit inside your left foot. If that is not happy making on a knee, sit on a block. Don't sit on your foot. It's just a different pose. And you really want both sit bones even on the floor. So the right one's going to feel, wait, you guys are on the left. Your left one is going to feel like it's up. The left hip is going to feel like it's up a little bit, but try to keep it grounded. Okay, now you could stay here. If you're getting a good stretch, you can stay where you are, or next option is you can come down onto elbows, or you can come fully down onto your back. Probably talk a bit more here, but okay, wherever you are, ribs back, shoulders back. If your ankle bothers you, you can put a blanket underneath your ankle. Sometimes this is a painful ankle situation. You don't want a painful anything situation. It's a lot. Good, so feel how your low back wants to pop off the floor here. So try working to pull your ribs down towards the floor. Just another option, you can always roll to your side and come into a thigh stretch here if this is just too dramatic for whatever's going on with your butt. All right, one more breath where you are. Ribs down, shoulders down. We're going to come out the way we came in. So bring your elbows underneath you, squeeze your legs together. Come on up. Shift your weight forward. Good, and then slide that knee back. All right, second set. Left foot up. Squeeze your legs. So hands on blocks works, or upright hands on hips. Ribs back, shoulders back. Bend into the front knee. Then hike the hips back. Back toes can be tucked or untucked, but you just want that leg working. So it just depends on how the knee feels. All right, inhale, shift forward. Bend the left knee. Exhale, straighten the left. Good. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Good. Then untuck the right toes if they're tucked. Sit inside the right foot. Legs don't have to be totally together here, but parallel is good. If your right hip is much higher than your left, reach with your right hand and just shove the flesh out from underneath your left sit bone, and that'll help ground the left sit bone a little more. All right, ribs back, so knees straight to the front, not to the side. Right. Yeah, or sit on a block. Yeah. Okay, then back onto elbows.
Oh, back.
Yeah. You're there. Your knee was just out to the side. Okay. Or you can sit on a block there if it feels like, that's fine, as long as your knee feels okay. Good. And then you could come all the way down, or you could stay on your elbows. And of course, put a block underneath your shoulders. This is nice over a block. Keep your legs squeezing in. Keep your outer right ankle squeezing in. That helps keep the knee aligned. And then work your ribs down towards the floor. Tone your low belly. Tone your pelvic floor. Shoulders down. Go arms overhead. That's a little more stretch. You got to work the ribs a little bit more when you do it that way, but that's okay. You can lay on your side and just do the thigh stretch. Really, it's better. Too much. Up. Rest. All right, we're going to come out how we came in. So up onto the elbows. Shift forward. Getting in and getting out as usual. Come forward. Back to tabletop. Okie dokie. Back to Sphinx. Traditionally, forearms are parallel. If that's problematic for your shoulders, lace your fingers. It will be less problematic if your shoulders are more happier there. All right, press your elbows, your forearms down, and then roll, do a little Sphinx roll up. So pull your belly in and back. Work your tailbone down. Open up the space between the bottom of your ribs and the top of your pelvis. And then slowly roll back down, but keep that space there as you pull your shoulders back and your heart forward. Exhale, round. Connect to universal source energy. Keep that fullness, that connection. Bring your whole self to it through your own heart. Shoulders back, head up. One more time. Roll up. Good. Now, in this position, stay here. Tuck your toes. Squeeze your knees up. That's it. Now, keep your belly lifted. Just take your heart forward and your head. Nice, you guys. Very good. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Walk your feet into dolphin. Hips up. Head off the floor if possible. So you're pushing away from the floor, pushing your elbows down into the floor. Head gazes slightly forward if that's comfortable for your neck. Inhale your right leg to the sky. And exhale that leg back down. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, drop it down. Walk back out. Lower back down. Rest your head. Rest your shoulders. Breathe deeply. Imagine you are directing your breath to the back of your lungs, the back of your waistline, maybe even the back of your pelvis a little bit. The breath, of course, doesn't reach all the way down there, but when we breathe in, the diaphragm pushes down into those, the organs in the abdominal cavity, and actually does create movement there. All right, back up to tabletop. Take a block, put it here, in front of you. Block. Oh, you have it. Okay, you're going to step your right foot onto the block. Right foot onto the block. Good. Now, before bending into that front knee, what am I going to say? Ribs back, shoulders back. Now actively pull your heel to your sit bone, heel to sit bone. Heel to sit bone, ribs back, ribs back. Breathe into the back body. Good. Zombie arms. Shoulders back. Arms up. Ribs back. Shoulders back. Ribs back. Shoulders back. Ribs back. Reach back. Good. Inhale. Come on up. Keep your foot there. And just walk your arms out on a diagonal a little bit. So it's almost like a lizard stretch. If you can go down to the elbows, by all means go down to the elbows. That might feel like too much of a stretch. So for a lizard situation. And if you can, yeah. More breath. All right. Switch. Left foot to jump. Come upright first. Another way you can access this sort of moving back energy is you do a fake cough. You feel what happens when you do that? You just hold it. So try that. Shoulders back. No, don't do arms, do legs. Just pull a heel to hip. Ribs back. Cough it back. Cough it back. Cough it back. But then zombie up. Shoulders back. Cough it back. Shoulders back. Cough it back. Shoulders back. Keep bending into the front knee. Pulling your left heel to left sit bone. Don't overdo it. You know what I'm talking about. All right, hands over to the right. Don't overdo it. Hands over to the side or down to the elbows for a little lizardy type stretch. Okay. Inhale, come on back up. Strap the screws. I'm handing out straps. If you don't have a strap, get a strap. Have a strap. Okay. We're going to come to Vipapada Rajapakasana. 2. I like a loop for this. Rather than holding onto the tail. Some straps have a loop. You can just open it up. If you're making a loop, you go up through the one closer to the label with the label up, and then you go down through the outer one. And if you don't do it that way, and your loop is not holding, here's the pro tip. You just turn the whole thing inside out. Okay. All you gotta do is just turn inside out, it works. Here's the pose.
And how big do you want your loop?
Okay, good question. How big do you want your loop? The smaller the loop, the bigger the back bend. The bigger the loop, the less of the back bend. So you might want to start with a bigger loop, and then if it feels like, oh, I want to take it in tighter, you take it in tighter. Here's the pose. Vipapada Rajapakasana 2. So all the things. Have the foot, ribs back, shoulders back. Hand in the loop, foot in the loop. Move your buckle so it's not digging in. Then elbow up. Then other hand. I'll talk you through it. I just want you to see. Now, before I take this into the full pose, of course you can hold your foot. You can just do holding your foot. I just can't do that. Cough the belly back. Shoulders back. Cough the belly back. Shoulders back. And then I'm creeping and creeping and creeping and reaching for my foot, pulling this heel to the back. All the things you did. Yeah. Okay. Right foot forward. So now you can see how big of a loop you might have. Yeah. Here's some other alternatives. If that's like just not happening, no way. You can come to this one, right? You could just do like a nice little back bend here. You could hold the foot behind, or you could just do another lunge. Okay, right foot forward. Left foot and left hand into the loop. Squeeze your legs together. That's your balance. Squeeze your legs into the midline. Pad under that bottom knee if you need. Then pivot. Elbow up. Right hand into the strap. Cough your ribs back. Shoulders back. Pull your right heel to your inside bar. Ribs back. Shoulders back. Go for it. Too much. So just do another one. Nice. Armpits back. Throat open. Chest open. Yes. Nice. Very good. Okay. Release. Very good. I know. It's a lot. It's a big one. What questions do you have? Is this staying out of your low back though? Like when I do this, when I work this really a lot, like the back bends tend to go into the low back. But when I'm really like working this, it doesn't feel like that as much. I hope you guys are.
I think we're having that. I'm always knowing what to do with my back. So
oh yeah. Yeah, good question. Yeah, the neck is problematic because it's the other place. No, well, the neck is, it's the same as the lumbar spine. Your neck mirrors your lumbar. There's nothing here. It's just this giant bowling ball at the end of a toothpick, and there's nothing holding it there. So we got to get those muscles to hold it there. So, the answer is we want the back of the neck long and the front of the neck long. What does that look like? So you're not here. We're tempted to be here because it feels more comfortable. And honestly, if it's going to keep your neck feeling safer, do that. If that's where your neck has to be to feel better, if these muscles are not supporting it, it's better to do that than just let your head collapse. We don't want to be here either, right? That's not good. So it's like it's an extension, right? It's like feel your spine and try to feel that your head and your neck is an extension of that. So you can even do it like we have the strap and we're using the hands in the strap. If it feels better to you, take the other hand behind your head. And the action is lift up the back of the head, lengthen your neck as you're leaning back. And then maybe let go and just try to hold it there. Yeah, that's the answer. Just try to feel the front and the back of the neck, maybe. All right, left foot forward. No, right foot forward. No, left. Okay, thanks. Left foot forward. Right foot into the loop. Hand into the loop if you can. If you gotta hold the tail, it's fine. I just feel like it's a little more stable in the loop. Okay, pivot the elbow up. Yes. Okay. Both hands in, or take your hand behind your head. Work it that way. That's totally fine. Okay, ribs back. Shoulders back. Maybe walk your hands down towards your foot. Pull your left heel towards your left sit bone. Walk back. Reach back. Yes. Nice. These necks look good. Wasn't looking at necks before. Okay. Graceful as down, or as graceful as you can. Okay, good. All right. Come to tabletop, do a little circling or cat and cow, see what your back is needing from you right now. That's a big pose, or shoulders, like shoulder pose. Okay, and then I want to give you a minute for inversion. So if you want to come to the wall, we sort of worked forearm balance already, right? So if you wanted to come into forearm balance. And this is a good one to think about that ribs back, shoulders back situation. So ribs back, and then shoulders back, heart forward, ribs back. And try to find that balance upside down because that pose gets very banana. Or do something. Use the wall if you need. Yeah, if you need a restorative, do a bridge. But go, no, wait, move the block. Go down first. Lift your hips. Lift the block. Yes. 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 We'll come up with it. You need help doing something? Yeah, maybe come over. Do you have space, Paula? You want to come over here? Are you sure? Okay. Do you want to do, okay, are you working on the tripod or are you working hands? Yeah, that's the safer one to start. Yeah. Really lower physically arms. So really push your arms down. Yes. And squeezing. Then now lift up like this dog. Push your elbows down, put your hips to the sky. Yes. Go ahead. You're there. Just one leg up. Yep. 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 That's it. Now press up into my hand. Yes. Push your elbows down. Push up into my hand. That's it. And then you make your arms and your shoulders take more of the weight. It's good. You can pull your belly back a little bit. Yeah. Yep. Right into that. That's good. It's good. Breathe. Good breathing. Yeah, good. Yep. Good. 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 That's always so quick to come up from those. Let's start to find our way back down and back to our spots. All right, let's just come to our backs. I had other thoughts, but let's just be here. I think we're done, huh? Let's be done. All right, come to your back. Hug your knees. And then keep your right knee in, stretch your left leg out. And take it to twist, hold the right knee. Your right knee in your left hand, take your right arm out to the side. The right hip can move over the left hip. Instead of letting the hip drop down, try to keep the hip stacked, but you can use your left hand to sort of pull your knee down towards the floor. That'll give you a little bit of a hip stretch. And if you pull your knee up towards your left elbow a little more, you get a little more hip stretch, back stretch. If you're looking for that, and if you're not looking for that, just keep going. All right, knee back up. Center yourself on your mat. Hug your left knee, stretch your right leg out. Hold the left knee in your right hand. And shift your hips a little bit left, and then let your left hip roll over your right hip. Press your left shoulder down. Again, if you're looking for more back stretch, it's actually a QL stretch for those of you with the QL stuff going on. If you pull your knee up towards your left knee towards your right armpit, and you work your knee towards the floor, but you keep the hips stacked, you'll get a nice QL stretch. All right, knee back up. Center yourself. Ananda Balasana, hold your feet. Blissful baby. You can stay with bent knees, or if it feels better to straighten legs, straighten legs. The extended version, where you can one leg at a time. Then with knees bent, drop your feet to the floor. And with your knees bent, just do a little rocking of your pelvis. So do a little, almost like a cat and cow. And then find just the very center of the back of your pelvis on the floor. That's your sacrum, right? The center of your pelvis, the base of your spine. Heel toe your feet a little wide, knock your knees together. And then without collapsing your lumbar spine into the floor, so not overly toning your glutes, just take your ribs down a little bit. Let your ribs, front ribs soften towards your back ribs. Now, as you straighten out your legs, keep your knees as close together as you can so you maintain that inner rotation of the legs. So slide your big toes on the floor until your legs are straight, and then just let the feet flop open, but hopefully you're feeling just, again, a little bit more open in the back of your body as you stretch out. Let the pinky toe edges of the feet drop to the floor. Turn your palms to the sky. Let your shoulders relax and soften. Soften your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your tongue. Just as you feel your whole back of your body connecting into the earth, you just sink into that support. Imagine you are sinking into the support. Those in your life who have your back, of those in your life who perhaps you don't even know, who stand on the front lines, protect our freedom, soften into their support. The support of the families who support those who stand on the front lines. As you release deeply into that support, just plug yourself into community of humanity, to the invisible web that weaves us all together as one. And rest in that awareness. So gently now. Body stretch and yawn and reawaken. Slowly begin to make your way to your side, back to seated. Our nation remains the land of the free as long as it is the home of the brave. And our freedom, our ability to sleep peacefully in our beds and live the privileged life that we lead, it's only because of the tough men and women who stand ready to do violence on our behalf. So as you move into the rest of this week, perhaps honor their memory, those who made the ultimate sacrifice by acting their own life with selfless service, with connection to community, with discipline, remembering the whole is not more important, but just as important as the bigger story, as important. Bring your hands to your heart, and let's end with an Om together. Take in a deep breath. Stay, everybody.